Coach Joyner, you want to say a word? Or you still getting over the cold and stuff?
Sure.
Let us say a quick word, Dom. I think we got about 5 minutes or less or more. I know you've been kind of sick this week. Are you feeling better?
A little bronchitis, but it's all good. Yep.
Is it something like the kind of bronchitis sometimes it sounds bad, but it doesn't really hurt? You just got to get through it?
That's correct, yes.
And you're coming around. Will you be ready for tomorrow night?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think maybe with High Point Central, what you've been able to teach these girls through this HACO Tournament Championship, you may be able to save the voice, maybe not have to work quite as hard tomorrow night?
Well, I've got a good coaching staff, so between the three of us, we can hopefully save the voice, yes.
Who else is on that coaching staff? Is it Anthony Long? Is he one?
I've got Anthony Long is one, yep, Olivia Rimbach, and Bobby Joyner.
Coach Joyner, your husband.
He is.
He's tough, that guy. That the girls could ever learn. I know we've got Tony's dad, who's that personal trainer.
Yeah.
I would like to see Tony's dad. I mean, I'm always a sports speculative guy. I'd like to see Tony's dad plus your husband, Bobby, in his prime in a match. That would be an excellent wrestling match. I don't think the kids can even appreciate what kind of battle that might be.
That's a whole different game there. That's true.
That would be unreal. But your coaching staff has been good because I talked to a couple of coaches the past couple of weeks. Talked to Coach Shavers. He was here a couple of weeks. He trained under you.
He did. He did. That's correct.
And Coach Tuggle was here last week. I think he did some training with you too.
Randy Tuggle was one of my assistants back in the day as well.
I guess you look back sometimes and look ahead and you see what these coaches are doing now. You're thinking, we must have been doing something right.
Well, as a coach, you surround yourself with good people, quality coaches, and it makes you look better. So that's the whole game.
That's why I invited your team in tonight. I knew I could do a little bit and make us look. Yeah, but you look who Coach Long. Some people don't realize where he at one time he coached that Northwest Guilford men's team. I remember a Metro 4A championship game I did down at Southeast Guilford back about 1998 or 99. He had us been in the finals back when he had the big kid Matt Bolander. He had the kid
Justin Hall.
Yeah,
Matt
and
Bolander.
Also Jamie Hemingway.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach
John
Long,
Vernon.
big time kids, and Coach Long took those guys to the big time.
He did. He was an assistant coach at Northwest. I can't say the number, 15 plus, and then was the head coach there for a while, and came back to be my assistant. So I feel very honored, very blessed.
And you coached the volleyball for many years.
I still coach volleyball, and I did softball.
He did some softball too.
He was my assistant in softball for about 12 years.
He was not the head coach?
He took over the job after I resigned.
Gotcha.
Both my girls played soccer.
Yeah.
So conflicting seasons.
Gotcha. But the thing people don't appreciate either, and maybe they wouldn't unless they're just really into all these little details, but the fact that you're the head coach of the women's team at Northwest and a Northwest Guilford graduate, and Coach Revis, the coach of the men's team at Northwest, also, not many schools ever have a chance to even sniff anything like that. I mean, that's unreal.
Well, we actually have a lot of coaches like that and have had for a while at Northwest. I think that's one of our pride points.
That's a plus.
Yeah, one of our pride points. You know the kind of kids, you know the school, you know the community, and I think it helps out in the long run.
And you can tell the kids how, coaches always say, I remember how it was back in my day. You can say that. You were there. You did it back in your day.
Well, you know the history of the school, which I don't think all of them appreciate today, but I think that is important as well.
Well, you had three good ones here tonight, man. Three very diverse players. You look at Haley, she's got her approach, which is unreal. The big smile. And you got Morgan, who's just serious about her work, knows where she's coming from. Then you got Tony, who I didn't know much about before. Just a pleasure to kind of get to know these kids. That's one of the key things about doing these kind of shows. You get to know these kids and you see them on the court, but you don't really know them that well. And you actually get to see them a little bit one-on-one.
Yeah.
And what's the plan of attack for you the rest of this year? The goals in mind? What do you want to see this team do? I know you want to win titles, but overall, what do you want to do? And how do you get there?
Well, what we're trying to concentrate on is Northwest. What can Northwest do? What is Northwest basketball? What is Northwest offense? What is Northwest defense? Take the personnel like you were just talking about, and what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? What can we do best? And then we just kind of build on it. So we don't really look at titles per se. We look at trying to do the simple things better. And if we can do the simple things better, then the W's and the L's will take care of themselves.
Yeah. When you get to 15, it's fun, but again, you can't look at that other side too much and dwell too much on that. You just got to keep playing, like you say.
That's correct.
And you got three great ones tonight, but you got other good ones on that team too. I told the girls, one thing I try to do with your girls is try to not stress too much what one individual does. The whole thing is keep the balance out there. You got such a balanced team. If we didn't have Hunter Newman, she's an excellent player too, and you got Savannah Nice, you got Catherine Moore, and I talked about Leah Wallace, what a complimentary player she is, and the job she does. I mean, you got depth, no doubt about it.
Well, that's the beauty of this team. I think this is probably one of the deepest teams as far as talent that we've ever had. The scoring is balanced. We talk about that frequently not as who's going to score the points, as we really don't care who scores the points, as long as Northwest comes out on top at the end. And we do have a lot of offensive-minded kids that can get the job done, and you can't really counter and try to offset one kid because the other one will step up. And they have the balance. You got the inside game, the outside game, you got the penetration. We score a lot of points in transition, and we score a lot of points off our defense.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will continue to work for us.
And you've got kids like Tony gets off to a good start in the game. Savannah East, when she comes in, it's almost like sometimes she's instant offense. She can hit that outside shot, and she's got a pretty good bank shot on the inside too. I mean, these girls know how to score, which is important. And like you say, you don't tell one kid you got to go out and get 30 points tonight. It doesn't work. Just go out and play your game, and everything will be okay.
Well, we've had those kind of games too, or teams, where if you don't score 20 points tonight, we're going to struggle as a team, and that's not this type of team. And that's again, a big plus for this team.
A lot of balance, a lot of depth, and hopefully a lot of. And plus, you got the young players too. This Gibbs kid coming up, a little Lindsey Gauding kid. You mean you better. And one thing about having a team like you got right now, which has had success, has been giving you the luxury of playing those other kids good quality minutes, key minutes in some of these big games early. They've been able to get playing time in these games.
That is true. That is true, and it helps with their confidence down the road, and it helps with their chemistry with each other. So that helps out in the long run.
And another thing people don't realize is it also helps with the kids as they work in practice. They know they're going to see game time. They don't mind working as hard in practice because they know they're getting something out of it.
That's correct.
So many kids play for minutes, which sometimes you can't really change that because that's the way the human nature is. But boy, you're going to work a whole lot harder. It's going to allow you to see some time.
That's correct. Yeah.
And who do you think will be the toughest opponent for you? Any idea who the toughest competition might be in this conference this year?
In the conference, well, Southwest is always coming back as a very athletic, very strong team. You got Monk on their team that started last year and does a lot of good things. I know that Glenn lost a lot of players, but they also had some of their young talent returning with an inside game.
And they got a good coach with that too. Coach Heggie, I think, that's running that short. Glenn, I guess, had that. You get a young coach who's kind of got that aggressive nature. One of his first head coaching jobs, mainly, and they're going to do pretty good with that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we welcome the best game every night. It's just going to make us better.
I told maybe Haley or one of the girls, I said, you may have to go out and find, your competition will be tough. We don't underestimate anybody, but you may have to go out and find an exhibition game just to keep your girls primed through the course this year.
Well, we do make the comments every now and then, our practices have got to be tougher than our games, sometimes down the road. And that does make both, all 10 players a little bit stronger. So we do go hard.
And you got enough depth, like you said, too. You could actually have a good 5-on-5 game in practice. You can intermix the players, or just like your first unit versus second unit. You still got some very good competition.
We do a little bit of both. We balance them sometimes, and maybe the day before the game we'll put that top 8 against the other, and then the rest of the time we'll get the balance because they need to get used to playing with each other.
Yeah, a lot of combinations because you can mix it up so many different ways. You can come in with Catherine Moore, Savannah East. You can come in with Haley in the backcourt, Tony. Switch them all around all different places. Got to feel good. Is this maybe one of the, like you said, I won't say the best team. You've had some great teams over the years. Like you said, it's got to be one of the deepest teams you've ever had.
It is one of the deepest teams we've had in a while. It is. I've just been there too long to know all the history, but it is one of the deepest teams we've had in a while.
And a lot of input from you over the years. You received a lot of input from Coach Yao. He really built some good things at Northwest. Good man.
Terrific coach. Didn't quite understand a lot of things initially. Was young and but have learned a lot and still incorporate a lot of that into Northwest basketball.
And the crazy thing is, you just had like unlimited success once you took over. Sometimes it takes people a little while to kind of get the feet wet, that kind of. Once you took over, especially these Heiko and Timco and pizza tournaments, boom, boom, boom. Since then, it's been.
Well, I think that has a lot to do. I was his assistant for 12 years.
You were there.
And he gave me a lot of flexibility and he gave me a lot of guidance. He was a terrific coach, and I think together, it's just a little easier to buy into the things that you're doing together to continue it down the road.
If you had to have your 3-on-3 game going, yourself and 2 other players could beat anybody, who's the 2 players you would pick? 3-on-3 game matchup going against myself and maybe LeBron James and someone. Who would you put against us?
With this team that I have?
No, anybody, anywhere. Who would be your dream team 3-on-3 matchup? Yourself, because you're gonna. And in your prime, back in the day, was it Bull? Was that the name back in the old days?
Bull. That's
Bull.
correct.
I was close. Somebody told me that one time.
Correct.
But in your prime, who'd be the 2 teammates for you? Playing your prime game, beating anybody. Who would you pick to play with you? Male, female, anybody?
I just don't know.
I bet you probably go with Michael Jordan, maybe.
I love to Michael Jordan. That's true. There
Yeah.
are quite a lot of players that I've seen come through, and I love watching college ball. So I don't know. I have so much respect for so many of them.
Well, Coach, a lot of respect for you, the good job you do.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for getting those girls in here for us tonight. We'll see
thanks
you
for inviting
next
me.
Friday night at the Southwest Guilford game.
Thank you so much.
Coach Joyner with us, Northwest Guilford. Don, not sure.